Enthused by Greek compassion, you taught the immaculate dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Respected venerables, guest speakers, and participants, I would like to begin by expressing gratitude to the organizers for allowing me to share my thoughts and ideas at this very important Vajrayana conference. I'm not an expert on this topic, but as a learner, I will try to share my thoughts and ideas. The four placement of mindfulness, or the Satipatthana Sutta, is a foundational text on mindfulness, outlines a path to overcome suffering and attain happiness. It is one of the most important sutras for study, reflection, and meditation. It is the 10th discourse of the Majjhima Nikaya of the Pali Canon. Satipatthana means the firm establishment of mindfulness. The four placement of mindfulness are the mindfulness of the body, feeling, mind, and phenomena, as my fellow speakers have already mentioned. These four serve as skillful means for observing the nature of our experience, and they form a core part of both Theravada and the Mahāyāna path. In the Mahāyāna tradition, however, mindfulness is not practiced in isolation. It is integrated with profound insight, especially the understanding of emptiness, also known as shunyata. Therefore, to deepen our understanding of mindfulness in this context, we must also explore a central question: what exactly is wisdom of emptiness? To understand this, we must first reflect on a fundamental question, that is, what is the purpose of life? Whatever our answers may be, they ultimately point toward the pursuit of genuine happiness. However, the happiness we often seek in daily life is neither stable nor lasting. If we truly aspire for enduring happiness, we must begin by transforming our perception, because from the Buddhist perspective, we are under the sway of a deep-seated misconception. We perceive all phenomena as truly existing. To transform this perception, we need to understand the nature of ultimate reality. In the Madhyamika tradition, ultimate reality refers to the understanding of phenomena at a subtle level, not merely as they appear, but as they truly are. The closer we investigate the nature of any object, the more we uncover its lack of inherent existence. As Arya Nagarjuna said in Precious Garland or Ratnavali, if the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? To explain this, I've shared an image on this slide. Madhyamika explains ultimate reality through the profound doctrine of emptiness, which does not mean nothingness, but the absence of inherent existence. Instead, the central insight of emptiness is the principle of dependent arising. The understanding that all composite phenomena arise in dependence upon causes and conditions, paths and designations. It is clearly mentioned in the Rice Seedling Sutra, also known as Salistamba Sutra. This realization forms the philosophical and experiential basis for the practice of mindfulness in the Mahāyāna tradition, which I will now explore in more detail. One of the standard Mahāyāna treatises that addresses the practice of the four placements of mindfulness is the Ornament of Clear Realization, or Abhisamaya Lankara, composed by Arya Maitreya, and other being the Noble Perfection of Wisdom in 25,000 lines, also known as Panchavimshatika Sahasrika Pragyaparamita Sutra. In this text, the fourfold mindfulness is presented in two distinct modes: the common presentation and the uncommon presentation. The former is common to both the Theravada and Mahāyāna traditions and refers to the general meditative approach of directing mindfulness towards specific object. In contrast, the latter is unique to the Mahāyāna path and characterizes the contemplation of these domains through the profound view of emptiness and dependent origination, also known as Pratitya Samutpada. This uncommon approach does not merely involve observational awareness, but integrates the insight that all phenomena lack inherent existence and arise dependently. In this extract from the Panchavimshitika Sasrika Pragyaparamita Sutra, the Buddha clearly indicated his disciple to practice the four mindfulness without apprehending anything as inherently existent. Mindfulness of the body. In this practice, the object is to be seen in two ways, as the characterized, the body as a constructed object, and as the characteristic, the qualities it displays, such as impermanence or impurity. This was also slightly touched upon by Venerable Dorje Lopan Duyun during the guided meditation. In early Buddhist frameworks, the body is often meditated upon as impure, composed of various unattractive elements to counteract attachment and cultivate attachment and detachment. Here, the body is the characterized and its impure nature is the characteristics. When one sees through the lens of the wisdom of emptiness, one goes a step further. The body is not only impure, but also empty of inherent existence. It arises dependently through causes and conditions, namely the five aggregates, and lacks any permanent independent self. Mindfulness of the body then becomes an entry point for realizing that what we cling to as my body is merely a conventional designation on a dynamic, interdependent process. By observing the body in this way, one transcends both attachment and aversion, arriving at a more profound insight into the non-dual nature of form and emptiness. As famously expressed in the Heart Sutra, form is empty, emptiness is form. Mindfulness of the feeling. This practice involves observing feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral, as forms of suffering. By applying the view of emptiness, we understand that feelings are not fixed entities, but arise dependently through contact between subject and object. Realizing their empty and transient nature helps us loosen reactivity and cultivate equanimity. Mindfulness of the mind. Here the mind is seen as impermanent and ever-changing. Happy, sad, calm, or agitated states arise in constant flux. By recognizing that the mind lacks a fixed essence and arises dependently, we see its emptiness. This helps reduce identification with thoughts and emotions, allowing for greater mental clarity and liberation. Mindfulness of phenomena. This involves observing all phenomena as selfless and empty of inherent existence. Through the lens of dependent origination, we realize that nothing exists independently. This practice directly challenges self-grasping ignorance, paving the way for insight into the true nature of reality. The three characteristics of existence, also known as three lakhana in Pali Canon, which are impermanence, suffering, and non-self, and the four seals, or Chatur Lakshana, in Mahāyāna Buddhism, offers frameworks that align with and deepen Satipatthana practice, guiding practitioners towards wisdom and liberation. The union of calm abiding and special insight plays a vital role in the practice of the four placements of mindfulness. One must cultivate both shamatha, or calm abiding, and vipassana, special insight. Shamatha, the development of the single-pointed concentration, provides the stable, undistracted attention necessary to observe phenomena clearly. However, concentration alone is not enough. As the Buddha warned, cultivation of meditative stability alone will not destroy the discrimination of inherent existence. Afflictive emotions can return, making all sorts of disturbances. This underscores that vipassana, the insight into the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and selfless nature of phenomena, is essential. Without wisdom, deep states of calm may temporarily suppress afflictions, but they will re-emerge. Thus, the union of shamatha and vipassana is crucial. In conclusion, the practice of the four placements of mindfulness, when integrated with the Mahāyāna understanding of emptiness, becomes a powerful path of transformation by observing the body, feelings, mind, and phenomena through the lens of impurity, suffering, impermanence, and mindfulness, all accompanied by the understanding of emptiness, we cultivate not only moment-to-moment awareness, but also deep wisdom. The union of shamatha and vipassana dismantles the illusion of inherent existence and leads to the realization of ultimate reality. If we seek lasting happiness and get rid of miseries, this is the way, through mindfulness guided by emptiness. Thank you.